there, everyone. Good evening and welcome to this edition of Startup Central. I'm Ahvan Dabash. Remember, this is the show that we focus on startups, technology, innovation, disruption, and anything that has to do with the new economy. We'd love to hear from you. So if you've got any feedback or comments or you'd like to share a unique idea, please do pitch to us on suc@etnow.tv. Well, lots lined up on this jam-packed show, but first it's an ET Now exclusive. Let's take it straight then to my colleague Nayantara Rai, who is joining in with all those details. Now, do remember, we've seen big buyouts in recent times in the startup universe. Baiju's buying out White Hat Junior, whether it's Reliance buying Urban Ladder, NetMeds, and now we understand that there's a big deal brewing when it comes to Google. They're looking at a buyout as well. So what are the details of the same? Let's take it across then to Nayantara, who's standing by with those details. Welcome back, Nayantara, and walk us through what this big deal is all about.
Well, this is an ET Now exclusive, but we understand from our sources that Google is interested in buying out ShareChat. Now, ShareChat had, of course, been competing with ByteDance, the mighty TikTok, and has seen huge traction since India banned Chinese apps. For example, ShareChat's user base jumped by 100 million since the ban on TikTok. It's in 15 languages, all of that. What we are now understanding is that Google has trained its guns on ShareChat, that there are advanced talks on. Due diligence is currently underway for ShareChat to be bought out by Google for $1.03 billion. That's a significant premium to what ShareChat had been last valued at in September of this year, which was $650 million. So not only is Google believing that ShareChat is already a unicorn, it's more than a unicorn. So we're being told a valuation of $1.03 billion. Now, ShareChat had been in a fundraising drive for some time. It wanted to raise about $200 million. That's when we understand from our sources it held talks with Microsoft. We understand from our sources it also held talks with Snapchat. Snapchat has seen a huge amount of growth in India in recent times, came out in Snap's the parent company's quarterly results when it was announced in the United States as well. But we're being told that right now it seems to be Google which is leading the race, looking to buy out ShareChat. Now, what's going to be interesting to see is that will all investors be on board? ShareChat does have some very big investors. For example, Twitter. Twitter invested in ShareChat, as had Elevation Capital, which was, of course, called CEF till very recently. You've also got high net worth individuals, from a Pavan Munjal and Ajay Sriram that are also a part of the ShareChat story. So for now, Google wanting to buy out ShareChat, advanced talks on, like I said, for a significant premium to what had been last valued at. It is being seen as a answer of sorts when it comes to TikTok. It has responded well since India had banned all of those Chinese apps. We did, of course, reach out to ShareChat. It declined to comment, and Google is yet to respond.
Thanks very much, Nayantara, for highlighting all of those details. In fact, let's take this conversation further, understand what this means for both the parties, what we can see by way of growth as well for Google with this big ET Now exclusive. And we've got Kate Ganesh, founder Growth Story, joining in to talk a little bit more about this exclusive. Thank you so much for taking time out. Let's just understand first up what this ET Now exclusive means, because advanced stages for ShareChat, we're talking about valuations to the tune of about $1.03 billion. Due diligence seems to be underway. What do you think this means for Google? Because as we just heard out Nayantara as well, this seems to be the answer to TikTok, and there's a lot of interest within this space, especially after it was banned in India.
Yeah, so this is exciting development, and obviously, several things have happened together, come together at the same time. That's leading this path. ShareChat has been one of the leading short video regional social media app in India for some time. What has happened, the tipping point is with the Chinese ban and TikTok out, ShareChat and their competitors like Daily Hunt have benefited hugely. So if you look at it, back in 1977, when the regulations made people like IBM and Coca-Cola go out of India, and that gave rise to huge companies in the IT sector, like companies like HCL, like Wipro at that time, the hardware company they were at that time, or the Indian soft drink manufacturers, Thumbs Up. All of those happened because overnight they had to go out. So I think what we are seeing now is a similar opportunity for a company like ShareChat, which anyway was doing well. Tens of millions of users and still growing. India is really a huge market. We are talking really about 400 to 500 million users who use their phones heavily. ShareChat actually reaches these users, especially in tier 3, tier 4 cities and rural areas. Regional language, vernacular users, young users who are addicted to their phone, they don't read newspaper. They watch TV just to make you happy, but really they are addicted to the phone. Okay, they are the current and future consumers of India. So on the internet and mobile, companies can first build huge follower base. Then you can come to monetization. That actually is the story that I think people are lusting after. I don't know whether the acquisition is true. I know that they have been on fundraising and it should be very easy for them to raise. I'm not surprised by the $1 billion valuation and all of those. Only one other point I want to add. We have seen this story play out earlier. Okay, right? We have seen Facebook, Snapchat, Pinterest, all of them had huge following, no monetization, no business model, lot of sniggers between people when they were acquired or when they were snapped up or when they were valued at a particular level. People underestimate the potential of these earlier. We thought that Instagram and YouTube were bought at very crazy prices, including me. I was astounded. These guys must be smoking dope to pay this kind of price for Instagram and YouTube. Okay. Someday we will realize the same thing for companies like ShareChat, that they are, in case this acquisition is true at these prices, it still is a very, very low price, even though it looks exorbitant now. I think India as a target market, largest market after US and China, growing rapidly, and the valuations that we are talking about, which seems high, will seem like a steal later. I think it's a fantastic position for ShareChat to be in, and hats off to Fareed, Ankush and Banu having the vision to target this vernacular market in India and building ShareChat well before all these tailwinds started helping them and propping them up.
Do you think that with this deal then it's a signal of more consolidation within this space, that we will see a lot more deals of this nature take place?
I definitely see in this particular space, especially targeting vernacular, regional, tier 2, tier 3 cities and models like this, which are fully digital post-COVID pandemic, and has given such a major tipping moment for this, that I do see a lot of deals happening. But remember this, these are all excellent deals coming in opportunistically by world's top tech companies. Apparently, what I hear in media, they've been talking to other people like Microsoft, like Snapchat and all of those. So it's a unique opportunity. Once you have a leader in a country like India with a strong user base and strong market share, there is literally no play for number 2 or number 3. This is a winner-take-all space. So it makes sense for world's leading top companies with such a large war chest to make a preemptive acquisition move to acquire. Like I said, right now it looks astounding for a company without really monetization model to be valued at $1 billion. Same 5 years later, if we stock on the same channel, we'll be laughing how it was a steal or a deal similar to a Pinterest or a YouTube deal or a WhatsApp deal, for example. At that time, it was criticized heavily.
Okay, so this is going to be another big company in the making, according to you. I know you've spoken quite extensively about the valuations, but given the fact that ShareChat as well, has been in talks to fundraise, etc., just give us a sense as to how you're looking at this $1.03 billion. Do you believe that you said that it's a lucrative valuation from Google's standpoint. Do you believe that now we will be seeing more deals take place in this sort of a range? And what makes you so convinced that this valuation looks promising?
No, I think, valuation always is an art. Every time somebody values, whether it's for a funding round or for acquisition, for every one guy who writes the check and steps up, there are 10 other guys who are sniggering from the sidelines. And rightly so. It's very difficult. In the short term, when the deal is done, the valuations always look to be very expensive. We have seen this play out in my own company, Big Basket. We have seen this play out in Flipkart. We have seen this play out in Uber or in Tesla. I mean, it's unbelievable. People think, but later they are proved wrong. So I think I don't have a justification for this valuation, but for the market leader in a country like India with 400 to 500 million users, with Chinese apps, TikTok getting banned and not being there, I think it is a steal. Again, would they be happy with paying $700 million? Yes, they would be happy. Would ShareChat shareholders be happy with $2 billion? Yes. But I don't think it's way off the park for us to be able to criticize the valuation. Future will tell you. Mark my words, read my lips. 3 years later, we will say how this was a steal. But right now, this is what it is.
If you could just give us a sense as to what has been, the journey that we've seen for ShareChat, because their user base as well has gone up significantly after TikTok was banned in India by nearly $100 million. Just walk us through or chart the growth story for ShareChat that has now led to a stage where we've got Google already looking at the due diligence and offering quite a significant premium to their previous valuations of about $650 million in the month of September.
Yeah, see, we are literally talking about 400 to 500 million users who, courtesy of players like Jio and others, have access to one of the cheapest data bandwidth in the world in India. They may not have a computer, they can't afford a computer, they are not computer savvy, they are not English literate, they will not be able to set up a page or account and all that stuff. But what has happened in India, a combination of very low smartphone prices, almost free data bandwidth, courtesy private players, a lot of time available in the hands of people in the tier 2, tier 3 cities who are hooked on to their phone. All the three means you're talking about under-penetrated, virgin, 400 to 500 million user base that is there, that can be catered to. Now, if you can build a following and user base, thanks to micropayment possible, thanks to fintech companies, thanks to this, it is possible for us to monetize the time these 400 to 500 million people are spending. And we have seen this success with Facebook, Chapnot, and Pinterest, how they have monetized the eyeballs. So really, the journey is, can I offer something by which the users spend disproportionate time on my app, on their thing? So today, if you ask these people, this single largest time that they spend is on the phone, is on this particular app. Apps like Snap, or it was TikTok earlier. Now suddenly overnight TikTok has got banned. What are those people going to do? They need to spend that time. They are like addicts who are looking for their fix when the fix has been taken away. So they have now gravitated towards this. That you have seen that in numbers. I think the journey of being at the right place at the right time, having the vision to be able to start on this earlier, and now capitalizing on it completely. That I think is the value. From the point of view of Google or Microsoft or Snap, whoever it looks at, the current installed base, the market leadership position can be consolidated well in time before TikTok is ever able to come back. And that's a unique land grab opportunity for perhaps the third largest market in the world, right after US and China. You don't have this kind of an opportunity. Rarely do you have any place in the world where the user base of 400 to 500 million is there. That's not the population of any country, other than the top 4 or 5 countries, right? And the penetration level is low. And you already have a leader. You have to now add more fuel into this to be able to capture the full market. Once you have that, your ability to sell to them, engage with them, products and services will be phenomenal. The advertising revenue and commerce revenue and subscription revenue of this user base is worth lot more than $1 billion.
Okay, fair enough. And just would you attribute the fact that the move of the anti-China sentiments, the ban of TikTok, all of that really spearheading growth for ShareChat? And what kind of growth are you anticipating in terms of its user base, in terms of where you see Google really taking the company over the next 1, 2, 3, 4 years?
See, I actually don't know about Google's plan per se, but very clearly the Chinese ban has helped in getting those users who are spending all the time in TikTok overnight to come to companies like ShareChat, Daily and ShareChat competitors. And ShareChat has got the major share of it. So that clearly has helped, and that is responsible for this extremely high user base, which is perfectly fine. We have seen this in demonetization time, when because of demonetization, fintech companies, digital payment, whether it's Paytm at that time or later when UPI came up, all of them got a fillip. It happened overnight because of one single demonetization moment. Similarly, I mentioned about Coca-Cola and IBM exiting India and benefiting Indian-made companies in the IT sector, in the computer industry, or in the soft drinks industry. Same thing is happening here, which is perfectly natural. Google, I'll have to wait and watch. I don't know. I'm not privy to Google's plan of this, but this is, even as a pure add-on, tuck-in stuff, this is a great deal for any company to get. There is no literally second player of this size and scale which will be worth buying. Okay, right? So therefore, it's a very good position for ShareChat and ShareChat shareholders and founders to be in.
Right, we'll let you go on that note. Appreciate you taking the time out and joining in with your assessment of what this means for both the companies as well as ShareChat's potential to grow post this coveted deal. All right, on that note, we'll take a quick break, be right back with all of the top stories in the startup world. Don't go anywhere.